I'm John Stallworth, and along with my colleagues around the world, we're devoted to helping men and women make the biggest positive contribution they can make to the good of the world through their leadership. Over the course of 25 years, we've had the privilege of working face-to-face with extraordinary men and women in leadership around the world and to learn from them, seeing what their practices are, what their learnings are, that over time they were able to accumulate in their pursuit of understanding how to grow people, build teams, create alignment, create engagement, build trust, and deliver value to customers. Everything that we teach, the practical, learnable skills and behaviors that we teach to leaders, we learned from leaders who had gotten good at their craft. We do this inside what we call the 5 actions of serving leadership. And the first of those 5 actions is where I'd like to focus in today's conversation with you. That action is called Run to Great Purpose. We already know a few things about purpose. The gurus who speak about this, the people who write about this have been very clear. We already understand that human beings need meaning. It is as critical a need to the human person as food and oxygen and water and love. I'm not exaggerating. When you look at the literature, a human being who loses their ability to understand the meaning of their life begins to die and or takes their life. Meaning is a design requirement of the human person. We know this. And we have heard from many people who talk about leadership that it's important to help people understand the why of their work and so forth. There's nothing novel or new about that. But I want to reflect in this first of 2 conversations about Run to Great Purpose, some misunderstandings or some lack of understanding that I find again and again in my work with leaders around this business of meaning. I read vision statements. I read statements that have been crafted by enterprises that want to raise a great purpose to put in front of their people, to give everybody a sense of why they're doing what they do. And most of the vision statements I read fall well shy of the requirements of an effective vision statement. And I just want to walk into that a little bit and provide some insight into what makes a great purpose statement. That's our language. I like the language of great purpose more than the language of vision because it speaks to that deep need that the human being has for purpose. What makes a vision statement or a great purpose statement effective? Because there are many vision statements that simply are not effective. Let me illustrate. I was working maybe 15 years ago with a billion-dollar company that had as their vision statement that they were going to become a $2 billion company. Now think about this with me for just a second. A billion-dollar company with a vision to become a $2 billion company. What's wrong with that as a vision statement? Well, people might say, well, what's wrong with that is that you shouldn't have goals to grow your company. Well, that's not true. I think it's perfectly fine to have a goal. If you are at a certain place in your growth and development or in your metrics, to have a goal to increase that. In fact, I think that's important and necessary. Nothing wrong with a company that is bringing $1 billion in, having a goal of doubling that. It's perfectly fine. Somebody said to me just yesterday in one of the trainings I was doing, well, it's about money. That's what's wrong with it. No, money's part of life. There's nothing wrong with that. We need to pay our bills. We need to have our revenue be greater than, our spending. These are fine things, decent things, necessary things in organizational life. So what is wrong with a bold vision statement? We're a $1 billion company, and in 5 years, we're going to be a $2 billion company. Here's what's wrong with it. Everybody that produces the goodness of an enterprise, which is experienced by the marketplace, speed of service, quality of service, warmth of delivery, warmth of customer service, responsiveness of customer service, uniqueness of value, consistency of the product, and on and on and on, everything that is experienced by the customer. And that customer might be a patient in a nursing home. That customer might be a student in a high school. That customer might be someone who shows up in your church. That customer might be the purchaser of the furniture that you make. The customer is experiencing your people's work, not your work as the owner or the leader. The value that we bring into the world is brought into the world through our people. Their energy, their passion, their belief in what you do. I'm talking about our people. Their willingness to go the second mile, to go what one of my friends in Singapore calls A, B, C, D, above and beyond the call of duty. Their effort to make it right, their effort to correct it after it was wrong, their conscience, their sense of worthiness, everything that produces extraordinary growth and quality, customer buzz, and position of your company in the marketplace is produced by your people, not by you. In your leadership role, in your ownership role, in your management role, you are primarily relating with the people on your team who are primarily doing the work that the marketplace experiences. And so we have to ask a question. What is the purpose of a vision statement? What is the purpose of a great purpose statement if it isn't to bring meaning to our people in what they do? To bring dignity, to bring a sense of worthiness to the day's work to our people. Isn't it they that we need to give a sense of value to? Isn't it they that we need to wake up, stand up, help to show up, help to want to come to work, help to want to do more than is required of them because they know it matters? Isn't it them? You know, a billion-dollar company that becomes a $2 billion company, I imagine would excite stakeholders. I imagine that would excite owners. That would probably excite senior leaders who have performance bonuses related to the profitability of the company. Nothing wrong with that. But in the grand scheme of things, the everyday activities and disciplines that deliver goodness to the marketplace are produced by our people. And I can't imagine someone rolling out of bed in the morning with a sense of excitement to get to work and reorganize the shop floor that day because we're going to be a $2 billion company. Great purpose, vision has to address something else, not simply a bold vision of growth. And I want to give you just a couple of pointers on what a vision statement needs to contain, needs to incorporate if it's going to be effective. I've looked at this in enterprises the world over, and very simply, we need to provide to our people a compelling, personal, and here's a very interesting word in a business context, emotional reason to care about the work that we do. Human beings, yes, we're rational people, but we are emotional people. And we need, through our vision statement, our great purpose statement, to help people to visualize the people that they are serving, to help people to make connections, personal connections between what they're doing and the human beings who are experiencing goodness as a product of what they're doing. For example, to be able to think, what if that customer standing right in front of me was my sister? What would I want for her? What if that that will that I am writing, that piece of estate planning that I am doing, were being done for my grandmother? What would be my readiness to go through it a third time to make sure it is really good? Can I picture a personal connection, an emotional connection that has, at the end of the day, the valuable service to people? Human beings were made designed, created to find motivation, to find deep meaning, to find a sense of purpose when we are put into the valuable service of others. This is fundamental to a great purpose statement. I'll be talking subsequent to this particular podcast about how we do that, how we deliver that, how we get a statement to live inside the heartbeat of a person that works with us. That's not my purpose right now. Right now, my purpose is to talk about the character quality of our vision statement that is necessary if it's going to deliver the value that it needs to deliver. Simply put, we need to understand that our company's vision has the function of providing to our people the meaningfulness that they require if they are going to be more than clock punchers. We've talked about this before. A human being that shows up not late in the morning, leaves work not early in the afternoon, has a checklist that they check off completely during the day according to standard, and salutes us at the end of the day with a, "Did I get it done today, boss? Are we good, boss?" is a baseline employee. That person has followed the job description, done what's required, met the standard, delivered the volume, the speed, whatever it is that matters to us, according to training, according to job description, according to, our supervision and management. That's good. That's not bad. But every great company on earth is great. By the way, there's no debate on this data point. Every outperforming enterprise on earth is outperforming because they have a lot of people showing up at work intent upon doing all they can to render service to the great purpose of the company, not meeting the minimal standards of performance, keeping their job and hitting their bonus. That's good. That's excellent. We're paying people for that. But finding in their workplace a reason why to go above and beyond. And there is no way to incentivize that. You can't carrot and stick going above and beyond the call of duty. You can't pay people to do those things that are within them to do, that are beyond job description. We can't manage it. It has to come out of them freely. Human beings are allowed, human beings are free to decide, okay, I did what was needed, but there's more I could do. There's more I could do. And as a matter of fact, not only is there more I could do, more I could offer, ideas I could add, not only is that true, but I'm going to do it. I'm gonna. Why would a human being decide, I am going to do more. I'm going to raise my hand and make a suggestion. I'm going to point something out that nobody knows that I noticed, but it's going to be devastating. I'm going to actually point it out. Why would a human being go above and beyond to help the company thrive and to solve problems in the world? Well, they would if they have a sense that my job matters. What we do, what I do counts, makes a difference. I'm glad to be part of a company that serves the world in ways that give me a sense of meaning at the end of the day. So it is our job as leaders to help our people see, understand, and then come to realize the truth of the fact that we are doing something that matters in the world. We're doing something that is of service to others. I encounter a lot of leaders who resist this idea. I've had this conversation many times. I pay my people for a job I want them to do, and I tell them how to do it. And, I hold them accountable to that. And they know that if they don't do it, I'll find someone else to do it. And why is it my job to give them meaning at work? That's not my job. My job is to give them a job. Look at all I'm doing for them. I hear this conversation again and again in my work. Providing meaning to people, that's my job? I don't understand that. I hear this conversation from leaders. And at one level, I can understand that. I'm just here to deliver something and produce something and get it out there and collect, on the invoices and what have you. At one level, I understand that. But my question back is it okay with you to underperform in the marketplace? Is it okay with you to have people come to work and do what you told them when there's a whole bunch of locked up capability of excellence within them that goes well above and beyond what you told them? It's locked up. What does that mean? They know about it. You don't. You couldn't even ask for it because you don't know what they know. You haven't experienced what they've experienced. You have your set of mastery that you're bringing to the table as you manage people, but you don't have their wisdom, their life experience, their conscience, their sense of honor, their ideas about how to improve. You don't even know that those things are there, so how are you going to demand them? Human beings decide, I will bring my best. I will go above and beyond. It's not about the paycheck. It's about the purpose. It's about the meaning. And every great company on earth has a larger share of human beings who come to work with that sense of purpose, run to great purpose in leadership. It is our job. I was talking 20 years ago with a woman who was managing two, I'll be slightly vague here, two fast food restaurants that produced roast beef sandwiches. Let's just put it that way. And we were doing this work. And she said to me at the end of this work, I can see that some companies can provide meaning, because they're doing really important stuff like children's cancer. That's meaningful. I can see that. But roast beef? Listen, she said, I've got minimum wage to offer these people, and they're handing over roast beef sandwiches. There's no way that I can bring meaning to that. And she said, all I've got is carrots and sticks. I can fire them, so they better do it. And, if we want to clean up extra good on Friday night, I can offer them pizza. That's all I got. So this highfalutin notion, she said to me, about meaning, take that down the road to a hospital or to an enterprise that's, building something life-saving. But you can't deliver that to me. And so I asked her, I said, so you think that the work that your people are doing is menial? It's menial. Yeah, she said it's menial. No meaning there. Great. If it's menial, but has no meaning, don't have them do it. Just take those parts of their job out. Because if it's menial, then nobody needs it. It doesn't have any value. She said, well, no, it's they have to do it. I said, you just said it's menial. Don't have them do it. No, it has to be done. And I said, why does it have to be done? And she explained, well, it has to be done because of this and it has to be done because of that. And I said, why does that matter? She said, well, because of this and because of that. And she drilled down, it was like pulling teeth. But about 15 minutes later, she had drilled down to the meaning of doing excellent work in her roast beef fast food restaurant. The way that health is served and a meal that's hot and tasty is served and a customer is served. And my conclusion to this, and I've watched it in so many industries, is that when an employee feels that their work has no meaning, the boss has been lazy. Now, I have a caveat to that. It could be that the boss was never shown how to think about it so that there could be meaning. Fair enough. But a worker who feels that their daily work has no meaning and it's just a paycheck is a worker that needs to have their sights lifted. And it is very, very difficult to do the work of rendering the meaning at work. I have had the joy over many years of interacting with Chick-fil-A, spending some time with Dan Cathy, spending some time with Mark Miller, and I never met the founder of Chick-fil-A, a man named Truett Cathy. I don't want to say anything negative about chicken, but let me just tell you that I think I could find making roast beef sandwiches more meaningful than making chicken sandwiches. So this woman who worked in a roast beef fast food restaurant, I would think would have a few advantages to someone founding a chicken franchise, just giving you my preference in food. But here's something Truett Cathy said years and years ago, back at the founding of Chick-fil-A. He said, I have an imagination that every encounter that I have with another human being, however brief, holds within it the potential of changing the trajectory of that person's life forever. Where did he get that from? Well, he tells us he imagined it. I don't mean it was flimsy and unreal. He imagined it. He asked himself hard questions. What could happen at the drive-thru window? What could happen at the checkout counter in a brief exchange with another human being? What could possibly be valuable in that? He asked himself that question, and he imagined that even in the briefest of encounters with another human being, there is potential to have impact that matters. And then he went to the disciplined task of teaching his frontline workers how to interact with that human being that's on the other side of the cash register. It's not next and, head down and getting the order and next. It's a human encounter that was birthed in a leader who went to the work of thinking through, how could this be meaningful? And then built systems and training around that so that in fact it is, and then helping everybody who comes to work for him gain through stories and through reinforcements the sense that actually they impacted another human being. Selling a sandwich meaningful. Yes, we leaders have to do that work. And so I just want to encourage you, I will be discussing elsewhere how we go about that, how we deliver that. But I just want to encourage you that it is your job, it's my job, to understand that one of the design requirements of the people who work with us is that they have a sense of purpose. Human beings need purpose. Yes, even at work. In fact, especially at work. The extraordinary impact that we are able to do in the hospital, in the manufacturing plant, wherever it is that we work, that extraordinary impact is done through human beings who face the customer, face the processes, face the standards. They need meaning if they are going to be more than clock punchers, sleepwalkers. They need meaning. They need purpose. And one of our jobs in leadership is to deliver that to them. It's not something we can tag on if we have time. It's fundamental to our work. So I want to encourage you to give some thought to this. What is the great impact you make in the world? What's the difference your enterprise makes? And how can you begin to find language to convey that so that everybody who works for you has a sense that when they come to work, they're coming to a place of meaningful contribution to the world.
For more information about the Center for Serving Leadership, visit our website at centerforservingleadership.com.